going to demonstrate how to prepare to add an Afterthought heel to a colorwork Christmas stocking. It's called an Afterthought heel, but not because it is done as an afterthought. I do know that I'm going to do an Afterthought heel, but I'm preparing to add it to the stocking later. Because this stocking has colorwork that goes all the way to the point where the heel is inserted, I am going to add a row of the heel color, in this case green, before and after I put some waste yarn in. So you will need to have a section of waste yarn that you need enough to knit 36 stitches. Having a solid color right along the edge makes picking up the stitches much easier than if you were picking up directly from the color work. And when you're picking up directly from the color work, you have the different colors to deal with, and you also have the floats, and one solid color is just a much easier process. And that's how it is in this Christmas stocking. There is color work, but then there are 2 rows of a solid color before we do the heel, and this is an Afterthought heel. The stitch count for this stocking is 72 stitches, so it's 36 stitches on each side. The color work goes all the way around, so the front and the back are both the same. So I have a marker for the beginning of the round, which is this green marker, and a marker for the halfway point, which is white. I've also got an orange marker on the front and the back with 18 stitches on each side, so the halfway point for the front and the back. And the Afterthought heel will actually start on the back of the stocking, 18 stitches from the beginning of the round marker. Okay, so I've worked to the beginning of the round. You need to cut all of your colors because you're going to start again with new colors after the heel, and you will have this section of heel in between, so you can't carry that yarn on up. So you do need to cut all your colors. Then we're going to slip 18 stitches back to the left needle. Okay, we're almost to the marker, which is 18 stitches before the beginning of the round. And once we get there, we are going to knit to the beginning of the round and then to the second orange marker on halfway through the other side of the stocking. And that will be our row of solid color yarn before we put in the waste yarn. And so these will all be knit because this whole stocking is in stockinette stitch. We're going to knit all the way across to the beginning of the round and then 18 stitches after the beginning of the round, which is where the second orange marker is. Okay, we've got just a few more stitches to knit to the second orange marker, which is 18 stitches after the beginning of the round. Once we get here, then we are going to slip all of these stitches that we just knit back onto the left needle because we want to start the waste yarn 18 stitches before the beginning of the round. So now we'll just start slipping back. Okay, we are back to the beginning of where we started the green yarn, which is again the orange marker that was 18 stitches before the beginning of the round. Now we are going to knit those stitches again with our waste yarn. I'm using yellow for the waste yarn. I like to have something that contrasts. I also like to use a different fiber than I'm using on my main knitting. This is wool, non-superwash wool. The waste yarn is cotton, and that will make it just easier to take out when the time comes. So we'll knit these 36 stitches, 18 before and 18 after the beginning of the round marker. Okay, we are almost to the orange marker, one more stitch to go. At this point, we need to work another row in the green, and because the green end is attached here from when we knit it across the first time, this time rather than slipping and cutting and and knitting again, we are going to turn our work and purl back to the first orange marker. So we'll just turn our work and we'll purl back with the green. The one time on the stocking that we are working on the wrong side of the fabric rather than the right side of the fabric. Okay, so we're to the last orange marker. We've worked our heel color, our contrasting color, and then our heel color again. I'm going to just flip this back over to the right side. We are almost ready to restart our color work after inserting the heel color, one row on each end, and our waste yarn. And what we need to do is slip stitches one more time till we get back to the beginning of the round. Once you're back to the beginning of the round, you just pick up your color work where you left off before the heel. And of course you will have to reattach your yarns. Then we'll just continue on until it's time to work the toe, which will also be worked in green. Thank you so much for watching. Happy knitting. Bye-bye.